And to all our viewers that are watching us on our live stream broadcast, thank you so much for tuning in. This evening is about our Black History Month Award, and so we are so grateful for you. Please stay tuned to the end of this broadcast. Here now is Ray Persaud.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Ray Persaud. I'm the president of the New York City Correction Department, Desi Society. In honor of Black History Month, NYCD Desi Society has identified this young man, Assembly Member Khalil M. Anderson, to honor because he brings to our community. I know there's a wealth of great people to honor, but he stands out in the crowd. Before I bring him up to accept the award, I would like to introduce him to some of our partners in the community that we are proud to work hard, hand in hand, with in this pandemic time. We have two of my members, the Desi Society member. We have Officer Sampson from Corrections. I'll have him say a few words.
Good afternoon. My name is Officer Sampson, treasurer from the Desi Society, and I know that this is Black History Month, so it's been a pleasure to be a part of this organization. And also I want to congratulate you for your recognition and continue doing your good work, sir.
All right, so next we have Officer Rashid, which is also one of my members. I'll have him say a few words.
Hi, good afternoon. My name is Officer Rashid. I'm a correction officer. I'm a member of Desi Society. I'm with my president, Officer Ray Persaud. And we've been helping our community and our society since last year. And thank you for the people who's been helping us as well. Thank you.
Next we have, I would like to have introduced Mark Singh, who's been instrumental in since the beginning of this pandemic. Unfortunately, he's not here. He's from the Singh Family Pantry. I'll have Pastor Sadesh say a little more about him. So my next up is Pastor Sadesh from Second Chance Church.
Good afternoon again. Thank you, Ray Persaud. And first of all, let me say thank you to Ray and to Jeannie from the Desi Society and all the members for your passion in helping out our community. We thank you so much from the bottom of our hearts. And I thank you for putting this program together. I want to recognize Police Officer Washington. In my mind, he is probably the most important person we'll see this afternoon, because he's the guy that is putting his life on the line and the others to keep us safe. So thank you so much. And I also want to recognize our Honoree Assemblyman Khalil Anderson of District 31. I read a little bit on your bio, and I saw that you were a community organizer at the age of 13. And I was very impressed because at 13, we play video games and we try to run away from work, so it is important to follow good folks like this. He was a student activist and a community activist and the youngest Black Assembly member in New York State history. So thank you so much, a son of Queens right here among us. Amen. I also want to quickly mention my nephew Mark Singh from Singh Family Charity. Mark has a heart of gold. When we got this building and he was helping to put it together, he said, he said, we want to help the people. And so we started with a few boxes. It grew to about 100 boxes, and today we're able to feed about 300 families every Saturday. and about 2,000 other folks from different communities. We have organizations like the Desi Society and others that come, and they take back to their folks. So we are so grateful. You know, here at Second Chance NYC, we believe in second chances. Some of you watching may be absolutely perfect, but for the folks like myself, we need a second chance in life. And so this church opened its hearts and its doors to the people of Queens so that you can come and receive that second chance. If you're watching the broadcast, if you're in Trinidad, Guyana, Brazil, Venezuela, wherever you are, and you have a family member or friend living in the Queens area, please send them to us every Saturday between 10 and 12 so that they can enjoy some free groceries, and send them Sunday morning to church. Saturday we give physical food, and Sunday we give spiritual food. So thank you so much for choosing here for this ceremony. We are honored, and we appreciate all of you. Thank you. God bless.
Sir Washington from the 113 precinct, he'll say a few words.
Thank you.
I love this attention to detail with this, because I'm a germaphobe on top of it, so this is perfect. I'm Officer Jermaine Washington. I'm the Community Affairs Officer for the 113th Precinct in South Jamaica, Queens, which is a very historic and influential neighborhood, which I have the pleasure of interacting with on behalf of the NYPD. To our honoree, Assemblyman Anderson, I never met him until today, but I followed what he's done, and I'm very proud of him. I was the youth officer in this precinct for 8 years, so it's great to see our youth take responsibility and leadership positions early on and show us that you don't have to be the norm to become something supernatural, right? Because he's accomplished something that most youth and most adults probably couldn't accomplish. So I'm very proud of you, and I wish you a lot of luck, and thank you guys very much for inviting me.
Anyway, so now, before I bring up Khalil, I'm going to say a few things about him. So, Assembly Member Khalil Anderson was elected to serve District 31 in Queens for his first term, November 2020. Khalil represents parts of Avern, Brookville, Far Rockaway, Hamels, Rosedale, South Ozone Park, South Richmond Hill, Springfield Gardens, and JFK Airport. Khalil began his young career as a community organizer at the age of 13, and since been dedicated to leadership, service, and advocacy. In 2011, he was an organizer for a local nonprofit that trained cohorts of youth in civic engagement. Khalil was the youngest member of Queens Community Board 14 and his local police precinct council during his tenure. Khalil's hard work, leadership, and dedication to his community has earned him recognition from Governor Andrew M. Cuomo, Congressman Gregory Meeks, and other state and local elected officials. Khalil is a leading voice in addressing issues of food insecurity, disaster preparedness, housing, transportation, and healthcare planning in Assembly District 31. Prior to his election, he demonstrated his ability to govern while serving as a student activist and a represented community activist. His work to build half-an-acre urban farm which provide fresh produce, workshops, training on healthy eating, and employment opportunities for young people. He remains committed to amplifying the unique voices of young people and all his constituents. Anderson was born in Brooklyn and raised in Far Rockaway. Khalil graduated Queens College from a BA program and is finalizing an MA in Urban Affairs with a minor in Cities and Social Medicine. He currently works as a supplemental instructor for the Percy E. Sutton Search for Education, Elevation and Knowledge, SEEK, program in Queens College. As a new member of a legislative body, Khalil priorities include housing, healthcare, justice, criminal justice reform, educational equity, transportation equity, and environmental justice. Assembly Member Anderson is the youngest black assembly member in New York State's history. Khalil lives in Far Rockaway, New York, and with that being said, I'm going to turn over the mic to Khalil.
All right. Can we just give it up for Pastor Shadesh and Mr. Persaud and Mrs. Persaud, and the officers here from the 113th and from the Desi Community Society? Let's give a big round of applause. Folks in the audience, too. I want to give them a round of applause. Today's certificate of recognition that I'm receiving from this organization is really a reward to the community. This is your victory. Our election victory in November is your victory because you have saw fit to put in new leadership, someone who's going to be focused on issues, improving quality of life, and someone who's going to be focused on making sure people have a seat at the table. And that's critically important. For so long, this community has been forgotten about and left behind. And we have to make sure that we empower more young people to do the grunt work, empower more young people to have a seat at the table, empower more young people to take leadership roles so that we could lead our communities forward. And it's a great honor to be recognized by this organization, and I'm looking forward to your continued partnership in the work that's ahead, in the work that is ahead in moving us beyond COVID, but also moving our communities forward, both with the digital divide, both with healthcare. The things that have been exposed by the COVID-19 pandemic are things that our community has needed for so long. And so I am a staunch advocate and supporter for moving our communities forward, and I'm honored to receive this award and look forward to being the best possible public servant as your New York State Assembly member here in the 31st District. This is a great honor. I'm privileged, but I'm also excited that after this we're going to get back out and continue the work that keeps our communities moving forward. So thank you so much for this great honor. It's a privilege, and the work doesn't stop here.
So with his speech and the thing, now I'm going to give him this certificate of recognition. Okay, Black History Month 2021, Assembly Member Khalil M. Anderson. This certificate of recognition is presented on March 6th, 2021 for your exemplary service and commitment to our community. Your leadership and support has proven that you are a true role model to those around you. Thank you for your service.
Thank you.
sir.
All right. Let's get the pastor in here. Come on, pastor.
Let's get everybody up. Come
Yeah. This is your victory. I just showed up.
on.
Can you move this?
Oh, okay.
Any side.
Oh, right.
Rashid, come on.
How many angles is you going to turn that phone?
No, let me get one without his mask. That's what I was trying to get. Can you? Just 1 second. Perfect. Thank you guys so much.
Okay.
Sure, thank you.
Yeah, absolutely. This is a great honor.
I guess it's my opportunity to close off. Again, thank you, Jeannie, for putting this together, and to all of our friends that are here, that are watching our broadcast. We appreciate you. I forgot to mention probably the most important person in my life. That's my wife, Vidya, for her support. You know, without her support, we can't really do much of what we do. So thank you. And to all our volunteers, Saturday after Saturday after Saturday, nobody's paid to do this, but they show up very early in the morning, they leave late in the evening, and they help to be the hands and feet of Jesus Christ. So thank you to them, thank you for those watching us, and to all of you being here this afternoon with us. We really appreciate you. God bless you, we love you.